What do you do with that leftover 10-inch deco mesh? This is one of those questions that I get asked on my channel all the time. No worries, my friends. Today, we are going to make a curly wreath and you can use up all of those leftover rolls of deco mesh. Of course, we need to pair them beautifully so they work together, but grab a sign that has many different colors so you can incorporate those leftover rolls in your wreath. Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. My co-host trying to give me 5 over here is my sweet little Simba, and we are ready to make a beautiful curly wreath. Let's go over the supplies for this wreath, starting with deco mesh. What I like to do for these wreaths is grab one deco mesh roll that's full. So this one's going to be this white one, 10 inches by 10 yards. The rest of them are going to be leftover pieces of deco mesh that I need to use up. A pack of pipe cleaners, or 18 to be exact. Instead of ribbon, we're going to be using this raffia because we have a little bit of a country theme going on. Here is the adorable sign I got on TikTok. It is 8 by 12 inches. And by the way, I'll have all the links and the list of supplies in the description box below. But isn't this just the most adorable sign ever? When it comes to my wreath base, I'm going to be using a 14-inch metal wreath form. To cut my deco mesh, I'm going to be using a wood burning tool and a tempered glass cutting board. To cover the back of the wreath, I'm going to be using this 15-inch placemat and some zip ties. You will also need a big clamp, floral wire, and scissors. I'm going to start by preparing my pipe cleaners, and all I'm going to do is fold them in half, cut them, and fold them in a little V. As I said, you're going to need 18 in total. We're going to be making 36 bundles. So we're going to need 36 pieces of pipe cleaner. Next, I'm going to get the raffia out of the way. I'm going to get rid of these little strands. I want to get pieces that are about 12 inches or 10 inches. I'll just cut them. And I'm going to clamp that together. There we go. I think I unraveled it. I'm going to cut this one right here. That together with our bundle. For now, I'm going to start with these. If I need more, I know I can get some out of these. Now it's time to cut the deco mesh. I have my cutting board. And before I get rid of this guy and any other pet that's roaming around, what I want to do today is actually change the tip on my wood burning tool. I have been using this needle nose tip for quite a while, and I'm going to replace it with the one that all of you are telling me to use, which is this one. It's slanted from top to bottom and it looks like a triangle in the front. A lot of you that have been using the wood burning tool told me that that works the best, so you know what, we're going to go for it. I'm going to start with my white deco mesh because I know I need to cut up the entire roll. And to weigh my deco mesh down, I'm going to use a little rock. This is a rock I got in Florida when I was there in December, and I decided to paint it a pretty gold. I'm going to be cutting deco mesh into 10-inch strips. The 10 yards is 360 inches, which means we're going to get 36 of these white ones. That means that in each bundle, we're going to have a white piece of deco mesh. I'm going to be cutting in between 2 rows, and I'm not sure if I like this tip, my friends. When you're cutting your deco mesh, make sure you go between 2 rows all the way down. Doesn't matter how crooked it's going. Go top to bottom in between 2 rows. I have to admit, I'm not liking this tip, or somehow I cannot get used to it. I feel like with the needle nose tip, I go in between 2 rows without a single issue. And here, I feel like it's catching rows on the left and right. I can't really go in between 2 rows too well. And of course, while I said that, look at this. It is perfection. So I guess I need to get used to using this tip. we're going to need a total of 108 pieces of Deco mesh. After I have my 36 white ones, I'm going to go through the leftover Deco mesh pieces and make sure that I have a total of 108 all together. We are going to have 6 bundles of Deco mesh in each section. That gives us 36 bundles, and in each bundle we're going to have 3 pieces of Deco mesh. So 36 times 3 is 108. Okay, my friends, I tried the other tip. I couldn't do it. I went back to the needle tip. I just think it works the best. It's very delicate. I go in between 2 rows very smoothly without any issues. Look at this. I absolutely love this tip. There we go. Another important thing to mention when working with a wood burning tool is please make sure your pets are safe. Mine are all away from me and my craft room is closed. And also make sure you're working in a ventilated area. I have a window right in front of my desk, so I know that I have fresh air as I'm cutting this, because basically you're kind of cutting plastic. I always mention that because I feel like that is something that's kind of important to note. This is going to be one colorful wreath, my friends. And by the way, the red that I'm using is actually eyelash Deco mesh. And this is the type of Deco mesh you definitely need a heating tool to cut, because it has those eyelash strands. So it is more on a sparse side kind of Deco mesh, but it's so beautiful. I have 72 pieces of all kinds of Deco mesh plus the 36 of the white. Now we can get our bundles going. I have my pipe cleaners ready to go, and I'm going to be making bundles of 3. When I start rolling my curls up, I like for the diameter, meaning this part right here, to be about 1 inch. After I rolled my first one up, let's clamp it, then grab the next one, roll it up. I like to crisscross it. And then let's grab an orange one, curl that up. That goes in the center. Going to put pipe cleaner right in the center. At this point, I'm going to pull back the entire bundle. And what I like to do is squeeze right here so that we have a nice tight connection, a few twists, and we have our first ribbon bundle. When it comes to the raffia, I'm going to be attaching it every 3rd bundle. So when I make these bundles, I'm going to put them to the side. That way I know where my bundles with raffia are, and it's going to be easier when I'm attaching them to my wreath base. Here's my 2nd curl for this bundle, and let's go with the black maybe. Pull it back, squeeze it, 2 twists, and we have our next ribbon bundle. This one we're going to add the raffia to it. White one, the blue, and let's do the yellow. And this time I'm going to put the yellow in the back because I don't want the white to always be in the back. On top, we're just going to grab a little bundle of raffia just like this. Put it in the center, grab our pipe cleaner, twist it, and there we go. At this point, I'm just going to turn on something fun to watch and continue making my little curls until I'm done with all of the ribbon. I'm ready to start attaching all my ribbon bundles. I'm going to be attaching 6 bundles per section. If you are using a wreath with less sections, maybe a small 8-inch one that only has 3 sections, then all you're going to need is 18 ribbon bundles. If you're going to use a larger wreath that maybe has 2 more sections, then you would need 12 more ribbon bundles, 3 curls each. I always like to start by flipping over my wreath form. This way it's easier to attach from the back. I'm going to start with the one that has the raffia on it. I'm going to be attaching to rows 3 and 4 because my sign is on the bigger side. If I was using a sign on the smaller side, I would maybe do rows 2 and 3. I'm just going to do a few twists in the back and twist it around the wreath base. That's it. Let's get the next one. And now I'm just going to move along and attach the remaining little bundles. This is so much fun. The first 3 are on. So once again, I'm going to grab the one with the raffia, and attach 2 more to this section. The first section is complete. I have 6 bundles in my first section. Let's see what it's going to look like. Oh my goodness, this is going to be very colorful. All right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of the wreath base. All the ribbon bundles are on. Let's see what this looks like. I know it looks a little crazy, but if you put the sign with it, it kind of works. The rooster has a lot of these colors that I'm using. I have a little bit of red going throughout, and then the black and white to work with the actual sign and the lettering. I think we have a very country looking wreath. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the raffia, spread it out to fill in the spaces. The next thing I'm going to do is start making room for our sign. I'm going to make sure that the colors that I need the most, for example, the red, I'm going to take out from the center for sure. The other ones, I'm not too worried. I have a lot of yellow. I have a lot of this black and white. I think that's pretty good. Let's get the sign in and see what it's going to look like. I think that looks good. What do you guys think? Now that we have the wreath base ready, I'm just going to put it to the side while I attach the wire to my sign. I decided I'm going to go with my best wire, which is this white one, 12-inch strips. I have holes on all 4 sides, so I'm going to make 4 strips. Bring it to the back and 2 nice twists. The floral wire is on. It's time to attach. There are 2 things I'm going to look out for when I'm doing this. Number 1, for my sign not to be too far. Number 1. And number 2, for it to be centered. So I'm going to have to make sure that it's exactly where I need it to be before I start attaching it. And then I'm going to flip and start attaching it. I'm attaching the sign to row 3. I'm going to do 1 twist on all 4 sides. Then I'm going to check, and if I like where my sign is sitting, that's when I'm going to go back and secure the floral wire completely to the sign. The sign is on. Now I'm just going to make sure I find the top of the wreath. Flip over, and that's where I'm going to attach my little hanging loop, and I'm just using a piece of jute cord. I'm going to give it a knot or 2, and just like that we have a hanging loop. Since we're in the back, I'm bringing in the placemat. Let's take this off. And what I also like to do when I do one of these wreaths is I grab my business card, staple it to the back. Then I'm going to grab 3 of my zip ties, and I'll just lay it out where I'm going to attach. I like to attach it in a triangle format. That way you have enough room to go back and fix anything if you need it fixed. When I attach the zip ties, I don't make them too tight. I'm just going to zip tie them in place and cut the tail off. Then I'm going to grab the nub and send it to the back. That way it's nice and flat. Zip tie number 2 and zip tie number 3. And put the nub to the back. At this point, I'm just going to fluff anything out I need fluffing, maybe move my raffia around a little bit, and that is it for this absolutely fun and beautiful wreath. On top of things, I got rid of so many extra rolls of Deco mesh. It looks like I did it on purpose. All these colors are in my sign. I think this wreath turned out absolutely fun and beautiful. In the comments below, I would love to know what type of wreath you are planning on doing using this method, because this is one of these methods that is way too much fun not to do. I hope you got inspired to make a curly wreath of your own, my friends. Thank you so much for stopping by. For more wreath tutorials like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you in our next video. Bye, my friends. Simba, say bye. Say bye. Bye, guys.